Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Mouse Ears and Magical Chats. I'm here with Jenny and Jess. Hey ladies. Hey. So
Jess is frozen.
Dang it,
Oh,
Jess.
she's not frozen.
You back? Let it go.
I don't. My Wi-Fi.
It's all right. It's all right. You could be Elsa every now and then.
Yeah.
So Jenny is fresh off her Tokyo trip. So this is going to be a two-parter. So come back next week because we're going to start with Disneyland Tokyo, but she also went to Disney Sea, right? Is it Disney Sea?
Tokyo Disney Sea. And I think it's one word.
Yeah, I didn't know that existed till you two told me about this.
So amazing.
Start us off. Take us through this amazing trip.
So I've had so much anxiety leading up to this trip just because taking my kids, my family to this country that doesn't speak English, that I've never been, that it's Tokyo. You hear Tokyo and you just think like this huge hustle bustle city. And I was very overwhelmed. I'm like, we're not like how this by far. I just want to tell everybody, even if you don't want to go to Disney in Tokyo, go to Japan. Best trip ever. No regrets. Want to go back immediately. I felt safe. It was spotless. I mean, like subway bathroom, spotless. I did not see one piece
Subway bathroom was spotless?
Yes,
like
and I
Tokyo was as clean as a subway bathroom.
Tokyo and the subway bathrooms and the subways and the taxis and the back alleys, spotless. The taxis, spotless. They had little like white lace like things like the taxi drivers were like these little white gloves.
What?
They all wore like almost like
not New York
suits.
City.
I did not see one person in sweatpants the whole time I was there. This is a city, and we were out all day in the city. There's no sweatpants. There's no crap like that. It was like even the children to the adults dressed to the nines every day. I mean, a lot of them, yes, are going back and forth to work. But I mean, like, even in the theme parks, like, nice dress coats, dress pants, beautiful. They really do care about, like, how they present themselves. And I was also expecting a lot of, like, smog in the city. I mean, we were right in Tokyo. It was, like, clear, beautiful skies. Not like in New York City, you know, you walk and you smell exhaust and things. You don't smell any of that. And there wasn't even a ton of cars or traffic. You don't hear like the honking and the beeping, like the cars are really small and compact. Like it just was, it was like another world. It was beautiful, even down to the airport and like going through the airport. And we had my aunt struggles to walk. So I had requested a wheelchair, and like this older Japanese gentleman met us off the plane. He was retired and he says he does it just to like get out. So he does it a couple times a week. He goes and he like, you know, pushes people in the wheelchairs that need them and to work on his English. Like he spoke very good English. That was one thing that I always tried to be respectful and be like, do you speak English, before I just started like speaking to them in English. And a lot of them would be like, you know, a little bit, or I'm working on it, or not, like I'm okay. And then they would go and speak like amazing English to like answer my questions. So that was amazing. This gentleman like brought us through everything, got us right to our like car. So it was like this VIP service just because my aunt needed a wheelchair. Had amazing time just like chatting with him. The airport was very clean. Get into our our gentleman that drove us from the airport to our first hotel did not speak English, but he had his phone and he just like spoke like, wait here at the curb, I'm gonna go get the car, showed it to us. Like it was seamless because I felt like I never felt a language barrier or culture shock or anything like that. I felt like I was in this beautiful utopia society with like just the most amazing conveniences and like really amazing people. Now, one thing is like, obviously we're American, we speak English, most don't, but I get the vibe and just what we had studied of the culture. Like, it's not like America where someone's gonna be like, oh my God, I love that coat. And then you're gonna strike up a conversation. Like, they don't do that type of thing, but they really admire from like the conversations I had with our hotel concierge that Americans are so friendly with that. and they really like Americans, but they're almost like nervous to like get the confidence to like go and speak to Americans or like whatever to work on their English, but so respectful, so clean. I was telling the girls before, before we went, I was like, we are not separating. Like, this is a big city. We need to be careful. By the second night, I was running around Tokyo with just my 9-year-old and my 14-year-old sons at night, grabbing cabs, grabbing Ubers on my app, just on the street, going here to there to hole-in-the-wall Pokemon card shops because they had wanted to go like Pokemon card shop hunting. And my aunt, who went to Tokyo with us because she's like, I'm not letting you go like that far with the kids without me, was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, because everyone was just so comfortable after that day.
That's amazing.
I've never felt so safe. Gracie and I went out to a sushi conveyor belt at like 7:00 at night and like got back at 8:00 at night one night, like just the two of us.
Stop. Sushi conveyor belt.
Yep, sushi conveyor belt. So basically, you sit there, there's a conveyor belt, and you get a little paper at your seat. Every restaurant we went to had English menus, but they had like the menu like explained how it worked. And so basically you sit there, and as things go by, you take them and you eat them. And each plate is a different color, and the color is the price. So then as you are eating these things, you stack your plates up, and then at the end they come over and they count the different colored plates you have, and that's how they charge you.
That's cool.
But if something's not coming by in the conveyor belt, there's like a woman or a gentleman, you just like fill out on your paper the number that you want. Like they give you the big menu and you hand it to them, and in like 5 minutes they bring it to you. So, but like even drinks were coming by, and that was really fun and cool. And right at our seat we had like just our whole little station of like our soy sauce, our wasabi. The wasabi there was so good because it was like real wasabi. It wasn't like neon green. The ginger was so good. We had our own little like green tea station there. But yeah, sushi conveyor belt, do it. I guess there's a couple in the States. I don't know where, but people are like, oh, I did that here or there. But that was great when we were waiting for that. So a lot of places too, you go up and there's a kiosk and you put your name in the kiosk. You don't even talk to the wait staff, and then the numbers come up on the screen at a lot of restaurants. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting. We were in a mall, so we shopped, and then we went back and we like just like kind of sat outside the restaurant, but like it was a mall, it was busy, it wasn't weird, but we sat on the ground, and like the security guard came up to us and he's like, stand, please stand, because they don't sit on the ground. Like it's very disrespectful to sit on the ground, which I'll get to when we get to Disneyland, what they do for the parades, which was really, really cool.
Oh, is that why they have so many dang benches?
So many benches, but like I'll get to that. It's like neat what they do. So Tokyo, wonderful. Everyone was wonderful. The food was wonderful. It's cheap. I'm telling you right now, our family of 7 for dinner, like a nice dinner or like a nice meal of like steak or ramen or whatever, the 7 of us, usually it would come like a nice sit down dinner, mind you, with tons and tons of food and maybe a few alcoholic beverages. $50 American? Nuts. It's cheap. We got these big, I would go down and get these curry bread things from the 7-Eleven because there was a 7-Eleven attached to our first hotel when we were doing all the Tokyo stuff. And I think those were only like $2 or $3, and that would like fill me up. Like the things, it's cheap. It is cheap there. I felt like I had this endless supply of yen because we ended up using a lot, bringing cash. And I was just like, the yen is never ending. And I'll even get to like souvenirs and things.
Can I ask, just because you're talking about money, are you comfortable sharing how much your flights cost?
$1,300 a person round trip. Air Canada out of Montreal. We were supposed to fly direct, but with the storm coming in, we ended up switching it up. I was nervous about not flying direct. I am so glad that we did not fly direct.
So did you go to Toronto?
We went to Vancouver, British Columbia.
Okay, so that's a good...
It was a good chunk out of it.
Yeah.
And we landed in Vancouver, and this is what I would actually recommend to anybody. Coming home, we didn't care, like we just came home. But we actually ended up, we went a day early, but we still got there at the same time, but we flew to Vancouver, British Columbia, which was like a 5-hour flight. Air Canada, by the way, I would fly them again and again. They were wonderful. The service was great. And it must be because when you fly internationally, because the flight from Vancouver Montreal to Vancouver wasn't free. We had complimentary beer and wine, but the flight from Vancouver. So then we stayed in the airport or the hotel that was right in the airport. So we literally got off, got our baggage, rolled it up to like the airport right at the Vancouver airport. It was beautiful room. We had like a beautiful breakfast there the next day. And then we just like wheeled our bags down to security and went on our merry way to Tokyo. So it was really easy. And I feel like it helped a lot with the jet lag because instead of going 14 hours and trying to like stay up on the flight, so we're like lined up, how it worked was we got there at like midnight our time, but really it was like 9 p.m. there because of the time change. So by the time we were there and got to bed, we were in bed by 10 o'clock, a normal bedtime for Vancouver. And then we got to sleep in the next day, and we left at noon to head to Tokyo. And it was like, I think it was only like 9 hours. But when we landed in Tokyo, so it was a long day, but the time in Tokyo when we landed was 4 p.m. So we were exhausted. It was a long day, but we were all ready to go to bed that night. Instead of trying to stay awake, it was like we got there, we got to Tokyo, kind of unpacked, settled in, got our dinner at the 7-Eleven. And it was like, by the time we got there from the airport, it was probably like 7 o'clock by the time we got to our hotel, 8 o'clock Tokyo time. So it had been a long day for us, but we were all ready for bed. So we all got a really good night's sleep and woke up. So like, yeah, you're still off a little bit, but that's how I would recommend doing it. On the way back, we flew out at 6 p.m. from Tokyo, landed in Vancouver, had a 2-hour layover, which was weird because like we flew all night and it was only like noon or something when we landed there. I don't even know. Like it's all melted in my brain. And then we flew the rest of the way and we're home by 10 o'clock. So like we left Tokyo at 6 p.m. on Sunday and landed on Sunday in Montreal at like 7 p.m. But with the time change. So it was so weird. But it was like 20 hours worth of travel. But it was great. Like the kids were great. We were great. I mean, I just sat there, watched movies, had my free blanket and my pillow, had the little fan going in my face, and just like said the kids like slept a lot. And they kept, so the international flights, complimentary beer and wine, and they kept bringing us food. So there was like a first course, a second course, the main course, then dessert, then there was a snack, then you got like breakfast, and they kept coming through with water. They made sure we were fed and watered and good.
Nice.
So it was really beautiful flight. We landed, we stayed in Tokyo, did a lot of stuff in Tokyo. And then I had a car that picked us up at our hotel, which our hotel was amazing. It was an apartment hotel. So we had 4 bedrooms, 2 beds per bedroom, 2 little mini kitchens with like a refrigerator stuff. We were attached to the 7-Eleven. So we would get big jugs of water to drink. It came with like the Mimaru Tokyo Station East, and the people were great. So like if we wanted a restaurant, we would go down there and be like, we're looking at this to eat. And they would call, make the reservations, talk to them about my aunt's dietary needs because she's celiac, and let them know that we were coming and what our issues were. And then they would print out directions with like pictures of like, this is what the front of the restaurant looks like. Because like, they're so like, you can get not lost, but there's just so many restaurants. You also could just like walk up to restaurants. But so that morning we left the Mimaru and I had a car set up to pick us up at 7 a.m. The parks opened at 9. We were from the Mimaru to Tokyo Disneyland Hotel. It was like 20 minutes drive. It was really, really close. And so we were there by like 7:30. So we got there. The whole outside was beautiful. This hotel was the most stunning hotel I've been to. I won't say it's the best because there was a couple amenities I was really missing. Beautiful. It had 2 restaurants, 2 sit-down restaurants. What I didn't like is there wasn't like a quick service option at all. They had like a little, they had like a little mart, you know how like Disney World hotels will have that, and with like little sandwiches or onigiri or things like that. So things you could go pick up, but like at that point I was like, I want some chicken tenders with some honey mustard sauce. But I'm American to my core, I suppose. They had really good like pizza. So each night we actually did room service dinner. So basically we got there, checked in. They took all our luggage to hold for us, like right out the van. Took all the luggage to hold. Mind you, you're not tipping anybody anything. You're not tipping the luggage handlers. You're not tipping your drivers. You are not tipping. It is rude to tip. Do not tip. So that was really nice, I will say. Though sometimes I was like, I really want to tip this person, but it's very disrespectful. So we got there, we checked in, kind of got had our little bag ready to go into the parks. We get the one thing I will say, everything it was paper. So we get our vacation package. I do have this. I'm going to show you some of the paper stuff. So at this point, I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so now we have an hour till the park opens, which was great because the kids shopped in the gift shop. They got waters. We kind of sat, we explored the hotel. But my vacation package, it was all so I got this type of thing with everything in there. But then for everything, you get a ticket. So, this was a park ticket. So, I had
Fast Pass 2003. Yeah.
So,
is there a magic band too, or no? Okay.
No, which I really wish. So, we had our hotel keys. They gave us our keys right then and there so that they're at 3:00, your room is ready and you can go up. We had so each person had, this is where I was so I sat down and I'm sorting everything. Each person had an admission ticket for Disneyland for that day and an admission ticket for Disney Sea for the next day. And then each person had a beverage ticket because with our vacation package, we had free unlimited non-alcoholic beverages in both parks for both days. So, but we just had one beverage ticket. So each person had one admission ticket to Disneyland, one admission ticket to Disney World, their beverage, or to Disney Sea, their beverage ticket. Then each person had a fast pass or their lightning lane priority entrance, I can't even remember what they call it, ticket for Disneyland. Then they had one for Disney Sea for the next day. Then we had a ticket for a breakfast the next day. And then you had a ticket for breakfast for the day we checked out. So it was managing a lot of tickets. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, I do not want to be pulling these out all day because ours was the VIP, so we could just skip the lines, which was really nice. So I was not on the app at all. But you can't. So that's where I would recommend if you're going and you're spending one day at each park, do this and don't deal with the app. We just got to show up when we wanted to show up and ride everything. So
how much is the VIP package?
The one we picked was $1,200 a person. Which I know sounds insane.
Is that both days?
That was so yeah. So that was the 2 nights it was 2 nights at the hotel. We had 2 rooms.
So that includes your stay too.
Yeah. 2 nights at your hotel, your breakfast at the really beautiful sit-down buffet, which was gorgeous and great food and a lot of food for both days. We did it our Tokyo Disney Sea morning, and then we did it again on our last day. So it comes with your 2 nights, your 2 breakfasts per person, your admission for the 2 days, your unlimited passes for everything. I added on the Fantasy Springs, so that meant we could go into Fantasy Springs even if Fantasy Springs had been closed because that's a new part of Tokyo Disney Sea. And it opened in June, so it's fairly new. So it's when Star Wars Land opened and you had the virtual queue to get in, kind of like that. We did not have to worry if it closed. It did not, but we would be able to just go in no matter what, even if it was closed down. And we had fast passes for the rides in Fantasy Springs. And then it came with the unlimited drinks in the parks that were non-alcoholic. And then each of us got a present. So there was a bunch of different presents. So one of them was a blanket. So I made sure our family, we each picked a different one. The only thing we didn't pick was the light up bracelets because I thought that was kind of not lame, but so we got a vacation package, Tokyo Disney vacation packages. I can't even see with these things. Let me pull these off. Blanket, Mickey, vacation packages.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that
so we got the blanket. We got this guy. So you could also pick. These are huge, and I'll get into that too. This is the official guy for the vacation packages. See, he's got the matching blanket thing, but they clip. So you can literally clip him to your shoulder, clip him to your bag, clip him to your shirt. He was so cute. And then there was also this, this is funny. It's a mat to sit on because they don't.
For the parade.
Yeah.
I need one of those.
Yep.
I
So
just saw people at Disneyland, California Disneyland, a similar, like not that one, but
Yep.
a similar style thing.
and
when I
then
was out
it came with you. So you could pick. You could pick a. You could pick a gift, and then each room also got a popcorn bucket, so you carry it around, and it holds your
that's great.
popcorn and your drinks inside.
That's cool.
Which I might actually use because like we don't usually do big popcorn bins, but it was really nice to have. And in here there was like a spot for your drink and a spot for your popcorn, which I got to get into the popcorn. We bought these in the gift shop. They didn't have like this was the only option for a lanyard, and this is what we put our fast passes in so that we could
I was
just
going
wear
to
them.
say, I wonder if they sell, like, did you find there was like some kind of organizer
Nope, there wasn't.
for all those tickets?
Nope.
Like,
No, there wasn't. But it was easy enough. It was easy enough once I had to sit down. I had to you have to rip them all out. And then, and then we each had a voucher for our free gift. So you get, and you just take that to the gift shop and then they say, here are your gifts. You can pick. So we kind of did it. So we picked one of each gift. We just didn't pick I didn't pick the light up bracelet. I thought it was kind of lame. So we got an extra blanket. So we got our free gifts. We sent all that up to the room. Oh, and sorry, hold on. You also get this.
What is it gonna be?
I can't even, I don't even, yeah. Oh boy.
I thought I was prepared. I tried to gather everything right here. You get these little bags, and they're for to hold your vouchers, your phone, and stuff. And these are awesome. Each one came with a carabiner, so you could hook on your mat if you wanted or whatever. But I was just envisioning my children pulling out their things and the fast pass. I call it fast pass still. Their priority pass falling to the ground. So that's why I just went in the gift shop and bought everybody a nice little lanyard, and you just show this. You don't even scan it or anything.
Oh, wow.
Really?
So there were people there that there is a thing you can buy there, which is like the new multi-pass or the old Genie Plus or whatever. And that was called, and you would buy that. I believe you would buy that the day you enter the park, and it works just like our multi-pass. I'm pretty sure.
Do they use the My Disney Experience? Like if you use that?
Yep. So I'm actually pulling up the app right now, and we used it a lot. They did have mobile ordering. We did not mobile order a lot. We found you could just walk up to places and order things. There was never lines, I think, because most of the locals mobile ordered. You know what I mean? So yeah. So here you can you can see they have it's called Disney Premier Access. You can't see it, but that's what it would be called. And
did your priority access pass or whatever, did it work for every attraction, or was it a set list?
A set list, but all the big rides. So the ones I found that it didn't work out for was Peter Pan, but I think it's because Dumbo. Those did not even have weights, like Pinocchio.
So, didn't need it.
It didn't work at Small World, but I think they don't have they don't have priority access for those at all because they don't get long lines, and the way the queues work, they didn't really have a access point to do that. So I feel like that's why those didn't really get very long lines. We wrote everything we wanted. And
what about character meet and greets?
So that was different too. There, you could do Mickey and Minnie, and they had their set location. And with my vacation package, I could have requested an entry, a VIP entry for one character meet and greet a day, but we never used that. And that's because I just literally forgot about it. But we did meet characters because otherwise they're just roaming. The characters are just out constantly, and it's kind of like Disneyland. People don't line up. They the character stands there and people stand around them in a half circle, and then the character just comes up to you, or the character attendant kind of points at you, and then you go up when it's your turn. So they're kind of keeping track.
Mandalorian was doing that.
Exactly. Yeah. Just like that. And I found nobody was pushing. Everyone was just and they could have been there waiting. And I swear to God, someone could have walked right up and the attendant pointed to them and they would have been like, no, they were here first. And they'd be like, no, it's okay. Like, so polite. Like, nobody.
I have to fight people.
Nobody,
Yeah,
you
they're
do
good
not
Lord.
have to
Like,
fight people at
fight
Tokyo
people.
Disneyland. No, and everybody was just very respectful. It was like a quick hug, a quick picture, and on their way. So Gracie met quite a few characters. I met Esmeralda. She was just walking around, nobody around her. So she was like just chatting me up and she was watching people on the teacups. But so but rare characters, like we saw they had the fox from Pinocchio, like the fox guy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him. All like Angel, like Lilo and Stitch and Angel.
I saved that picture to my phone of Gracie and Angel because I was just like, this is so good.
Marie, one of the pigs they had the 3 little pigs out, and Gracie met one of the 3 little pigs from like the old 3 little pigs. Yeah, it was like neat, and I'll show you the pictures. We didn't do a lot of character running down of characters though, because I just felt like they were so accessible that we would like pass by them, wave. Did not see a ton of princesses, except for in the parade.
I see.
Did not see a ton of princesses, but yeah, it was great. Like the food was really good. The popcorn, and then I'll get into our day, but this is kind of like a big overview of how things are kind of in both parks, I guess. So when I get to Disney Sea, I won't have as much, but the popcorn flavors, I am going to petition Walt Disney World to bring the curry popcorn to Walt Disney World. It is the best. Curry popcorn, and you would walk by and you would smell it and you'd be like, ooh. And that's what we kept getting, curry popcorn. It was so, if you like curry, it was just like warm, but it wasn't even like a dusting of it. It wasn't like a powder on popcorn. It was just like the popcorn itself tasted like curry.
I don't feel like my popcorn should be curry.
It was good.
I want the maple popcorn from Canada in Epcot.
So they had, I don't know if they had, I think they might have had maple popcorn on the American waterfront at Tokyo Disney Sea, but these were the types of popcorn just that I witnessed along the park. So they did have just regular popcorn, but I think I only saw a regular popcorn like maybe once. The popcorn flavors were different. So I saw a salted caramel flavor, which was really good. I saw a curry. There was black pepper popcorn. There was I'm reading some corn pottage flavored popcorn. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
Corn pottage.
I don't know what a pottage is, but it sounds...
I don't know, but they had that. A roast beef flavored popcorn I saw.
What is happening? You're freaking me out, Jenny.
There was cheddar cheese, curry, a soy sauce one, like all these different flavors. And I did not get to eat all of them, and I'm really upset about that. But the roast beef one, soy sauce and butter. They had milk chocolate, curry, a white chocolate flavored, garlic shrimp flavored popcorn, tons of different types of popcorn. And I got to carry it in my little popcorn bag. And it was very nice having those drink tickets. Because on the way out, like, Nick all stopped. You had to get the popcorn. It was so good, though. So on the way out, Nick, like, stopped at, because our drink tickets didn't work at our hotel, only in the park. So he stopped and tied everyone's beverage ticket and, like, just got, like, 7 waters. And you don't even have to have each person there. If you hand them 7 beverage tickets, you can get 7 drinks, even if it's just you. So, and they have the date on them. So he got 7 waters, and then he stopped at a second place and got another 7 waters. So we had water at the hotel for the evening. But yeah, so we left our hotel that morning. We got up, had breakfast. I was like, I'm going to try something because people were lining up hours before the park opened. And I'm like, I don't want to deal with this. And everything I had researched said how efficient they are getting people in. I'm like, we have these unlimited fast pass. I know I'm calling them the wrong thing. We have these unlimited priority passes. We don't need to be like in the park. Like, I don't want to wait for 2 hours before the park opens. Certain hotels at Tokyo Disney, you get something called happy entry, which is 30-minute early entry to the parks. We only get it at Disneyland, but you don't get it the day you get there. So we didn't get the happy entry. They all went. Okay. Anyway, we don't get that. So basically, we went down at like 8 o'clock. Okay, never mind. I'm thinking of the daytime. It's all melted together. So we get there. We'd already eaten breakfast. got our waters, got our tickets separated, got like our little bags going, which this is perfect for like a wallet and a phone. I might actually use this in the US parks. And the carabiners are great because you can just like attach everything. They're little Mickey carabiners that come with it.
Yeah.
So I'm saving all those. We head into the park at 9:00. You walk out of our hotel, and we're at the Disneyland Hotel, and we are at the Disneyland monorail station. And so we walk under the monorail, and the Disneyland gates are right there. So we went through security. That was really easy. And then we went and scanned in. That was really easy. You literally just like scan your ticket and go. And then it was very crowded because this is like right at 9 a.m. and everyone's walking in, everyone's taking pictures of the castle. And once you get like to the end of the World Bazaar, they don't call it Main Street, but it's Main Street. They call it World Bazaar. Like it all dispersed and like it was like beautiful. The space, like people are not bunching you there. People are not in your space. Everyone's very respectful. I think it's like a cultural thing. So we headed right over to Tomorrowland because it was right there. And we rode probably my favorite ride, and I only rode it once, but it was amazing. Baymax and the Happy Ride, which is just like alien swirling saucers, but like the music is freaking awesome, and all the attendants are dancing, and like just imagine like the most peppiest, beautiful like Japanese like pop music. So we rode that. Then we all were like hungry at that point. So we went into Plasma Race. So it's not Cosmic Race, it's Plasma Race. We got French fries. Next time I go, I will bring my own ketchup. Because they don't even have ketchup packets out. You have to go ask for ketchup packets. And like my whole family needed ketchup. And I asked them, can I get like handfuls? And they're like, they weren't like stingy with it. I just don't think they use ketchup. So they're like, so they had to go into this little cabinet and open this little cabinet and get their little pack. And I'm like, I just want ketchup. But yes, I'm a sophisticated palate now, so I didn't put as much ketchup on my French fries. Then as we walked out of Plasma Rays, we met Angel from Lilo and Stitch, and then we rode on the Monsters Inc., which was so cute. So you have a flashlight, and you basically are looking for monsters, and if you flash your flashlight on like the little monster or Boo or whoever's in the city, so you're like going through the city and they like come out and like different the scenery does different like little things. It was super cute, and it looked like Monsters Inc., like the whole company, like the big building. So that was really, really neat. After Monsters Inc., we did Star Tours, which was really cool. Everything's in Japanese, but you can tell what's going on, and like I just got so used to hearing it. And then after that, we did a little shopping. And got like some cool merch. Like I got him.
Oh yeah, I like them.
Isn't he cute? And Gracie got like everything. I was gonna bring all the merch down, and I'm like, I cannot physically bring all the merch down because she was the only one that really got stuff at Disney. The boys really did a lot more Pokemon, like stuffies upon stuffies, which I'm gonna get to stuffies. After that, we went to Big Thunder Mountain, which was really cute. Exactly like this was set up just like Disneyland or Magic Kingdom. Like you come down, then you have the hub with the castle, Tomorrowland's to your right, and then we cut across and went to Big Thunder Mountain, Frontierland, or Westernland they call it there, but it's Frontierland. It was just so cute. And they had like the Enchanted Tiki Room. That was all in Adventureland, but it was all kind of like the same. They had Jungle Cruise, but that was down for refurbishment. So I was really upset about that because I did want to see that. After Big Thunder, we went to Adventureland and we rode Pirates. That was probably one of the best Pirates of the Caribbean I've ever been on. It was so good. It was really good. Like the extra animatronics they had and the like effects. It was just really cool. But again, the same type of setup as Disneyland. Like, you know how like when you go up in Disneyland, like they're outside, you can see them as you're going in line. You see the boats coming around the outside. And the Blue Bayou, like they had the Blue Bayou restaurant, and you see the Blue Bayou restaurant. After that, we got curry popcorn and ice cream. We watched the parade, and then we had lunch at the Queen of Hearts banquet hall, which was it's a quick service, so cute. Like literally like Alice in Wonderland. I got like a chicken curry thing. No, I got a steak with like mashed potatoes. Nicholas got like we all got different things. It was all really, really good. We all got dessert. It was adorable. Like you'll have to go back and look at the pictures. That was like a great little stop for quick service. Then we did the Haunted Mansion. That was pretty much the same as our Haunted Mansion, except the only difference is like, you know, at the end when you see the little woman and she's like, hurry back. She had like flesh tone. It wasn't like a ghost.
Oh.
So it was kind of weird. That was kind of weird. After that, we did Small World, which was Groot. Did you see like
Yes,
the Groot?
looks
And they
so
have
good.
all the Disney characters that are from that country are in that scene for Small World. So
I love that.
if I made a video, I'll share with you of like, but they had the Groot. It's like a special thing. So Groot was there in a lot of the Avengers. Then we went and did Pinocchio's Daring Adventure because my kids love that ride at Disneyland because it swears. Says jackass in it. And so my kids are like, oh,
It's very subversive.
Yes, yes. And then after that, we went into Toontown. Gracie met one of the Three Little Pigs. We did Roger Rabbit's Toontown Spin. We are huge Roger Rabbit fans. We love the movie. The whole family did. And then after that, we went and rode Beauty and the Beast. This ride, I teared up. The emotions I did not think I would feel during this ride. It was like I was in the movie. It is stunning. So you have the Beast Castle, and it's like a full-size Beast Castle, not like what you get at Disney World for Be Our Guest. The full-size Beast Castle. You go inside the castle. You're in the main room, like where you would go to the right, to the whatever, to the West Wing, and like with the big grand staircase, and the Beast, and they tell the whole movie. It's the whole movie.
That's amazing.
The animatronics are gorgeous. I cannot believe in this day and age we still have the animatronics we have on Frozen Ever After. Like, I haven't seen Tiana yet, and everyone says she's stunning, and I really hope that that's the way they're going at Disney World because these animatronics were stunning. Like, the Be Our Guest scene, like I cannot tell you how stunning this ride was. Beautiful. After that, Gracie met Marie and Berlioz from Aristocat, and my family went back to the hotel. It's like 4:00 at this point. The park was closing at 6:30. They were exhausted. Gracie had not had a great night the night before with a little stomach issue, so they had gone back, and that's when I stayed, and I met Esmeralda. And then I went back to Toontown and got a Mickey-shaped pizza. And I just sat there and ate it on my own and people watched. I got to hang out with Esmeralda, just me and her. It was like my dream being alone in a park. I feel like I'm never alone in a park. And then after I met Esmeralda and had my pizza, I went to the Hungry Bear, which is like their critter country, which is where you would find Splash Mountain, which was down for refurb. But they have like the regular Splash Mountain. And I got curry chicken with rice, which was delicious. And then after that, I went and sat and watched Mickey's PhilharMagic, which was really beautiful in Japanese, but it's the same show, but it was like all in Japanese. But I feel like their 3D was like a different level. Like the 3D was really 3Ding. And then I had more curry popcorn, and then I got a refill of curry popcorn.
This curry
is so good. Curry popcorn to bring back to the hotel because I knew the family had loved it. And then I was about at that time, I just kind of walked around, and it was like 5 minutes till the fireworks started at 6. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get myself an ice cream. And I walked into the ice cream parlor, and there was one person there already getting served. There was no line. So I got myself an ice cream cone, and I went and sat and watched. Well, I stood and watched the fireworks show, but there's not fireworks, but they shoot like little pretty things, but there's no fireworks because they're really close to one of the airports. So the whole time during the show, you can see the flights going, but the projections were beautiful. and they had like Iron Man, like, so they had some of the Avengers there, and like he would shoot a laser out and it would like shoot and go all over the buildings on their main street, which is World Bazaar, which by the way is fully covered. Fully covered.
Oh,
Fully covered. So if
no.
it rains, you can still be on Main Street and like
Huh.
you're good. I watched the Castle Night show, then I did a little more shopping in the World Bazaar. As I'm leaving, I waved goodnight to the Mad Hatter and the Evil Queen as they were like just hanging out on Main Street with guests. And I
of course they are.
the 3 minutes back to my hotel room. And my family had all gotten back there around 4:30, and they just had done room service, which was really good as well, that you just ordered. But that was my one thing, was like we ordered room service and they bring it to your room and you order it on, but there was limited options. So like for dinner, if you aren't doing room service or have a reservation or have eaten in the park, like there's not a place to just, besides that little mart, to go get like
Grab some food.
something for the kids. And so they had ordered it at a weird time. So they ended up waiting for like 2 hours for the room service. So that was the only thing that like you can't just like go into a food court. But the food was really good for room service because I got it the next night for dinner. But yeah, that was our Disneyland day. And I want to go back. I know I've done a lot of talking, but this will cut down, I think, on a lot of what I'm going to share about Disney Sea. The plushie community is real and thriving at Tokyo Disney. They don't sell lounge flies. I did not see one lounge fly for sale the entire time I was there. Ears, yes, they had ears, but it was more like hats and things like this. Which I'm gonna show you. I'll show you some in the next episode. But like t-shirts, but there was no Spirit jerseys. I did find one Spirit jersey, but it didn't have sleeves, so I was like, not really for me.
No.
But the plushies, so they carry their plushies around like babies, big plushies. They might have 3 or 4 plushies, and they would sit down really early for the parade and lay out their mats. So nobody just sits on the ground. They lay out like they're having a picnic, and they would literally like be sitting there having their picnic, or go like you lay your mat down and nobody messes with your mat, and they would go get their like quick service and go sit. But they're setting their plushies up on their own mat to face the parade, to watch the parade. And like I saw this one gentleman, I'm not even kidding you, a gentleman, and I'm like, I wish you were younger because you were the perfect man for my daughter. Like laid out his mat and lined up like 20 different plushies and had little Mickey Mouse like with like sunglasses that he was going through and putting on each plushie. And he had like little fake ice cream cones and drinks he was putting in their hands. And they do that, and then they take pictures. Like then there was like little photo opportunities all over the parks for like people to put their plushies.
Oh,
and
I love that.
Big, huge there is Duffy and Friends.
Yeah.
All of the Duffy and huge. I mean, you had kids dressed like the different characters of Duffy. And I will say, I was like, they're beautiful. The actual characters that you can meet, like Duffy the bear, I can't, Shelly May, I think is the girl, but there's a whole bunch. There's like a fox, there's another kitten, there's a dog. They're beautiful. Like they were so beautiful. I'm like, I see why they're so obsessed with these characters. And like Gracie and I had gone into one of the shops, and she ended up buying Gelatini, which is like a cat, but he's like an artist. And like you couldn't move in that. That was the one shop where you couldn't move and people would push, and everyone's trying to get like the outfits, and they have the bags and the shirts and the mat, and then all the outfits for your like for Gelatini or the other ones, and like all the merch and the popcorn buckets and the candy and the food all themed. And that was like huge. It was like it's huge over there. They had like the gloves that were the paws to match whatever your favorite one was, with the bags, like purses. It was it was really cool. And Gracie and I are like, this is really, we need to make this happen.
What do people do with your plush when you're riding an attraction?
Hold it like it's riding it with you.
Really?
Yep.
Like, what about the safety?
Well, they have the pouches too. I will say Tokyo is not about the thrill. Like, you're not going to go there and get like a thrill ride. Like, even their Big Thunder Mountain was kind of mild, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Journey to the Center of the Earth at Disney Sea was like thrilling for about 30 seconds. So you're not like getting these like big, like thrilling rides. So people, they will either just put it at their feet, you know, or they strap them to, they have like little straps. I think they like strap their plushies to them. But you like it, It was cute. There's plushies everywhere. Everyone had a plushie. So Gracie literally came home with probably like 8 or 9 plushies from.
Oh,
I
we
love
need
that.
some pictures of the plushies to put up
I will
on
give
here.
you pictures of the different plushies.
We're a big plushie family. We have so many
The
stuffies
plushies
in
are
our
so
house.
cute. Like she got Marie and like the 3 kittens from the Aristocrats. She got, I got this guy. Let me show you. Where did I put him?
Jackson's gonna want to do this trip. This is
I
right.
got this. So they don't have the Numios. They have like the posables, they call them.
Mhm.
So he's
So
so
cute.
cute and he posed. And I just loved him, so I got him. But yeah, he poses, and that's who they use
For the
like,
photos
for
and
the
stuff.
photos or like any of them. And then a ton of like little plushies like this. So they don't do a lot of, like I said, there wasn't a ton of pins. There were pins, but they don't do, it was a lot of tote bags, and you would have all your plushies like kind of attached to your tote
Mhm.
bag or like on your bag. Like bag charms were huge too. Like I just put everything out, but at like, now I'm missing stuff. But I have like a bunch of different bag charms I got. So like any ears that you could buy there, they had the miniature versions, but they were like a tag to go on your bag. It was the plushies and the bags and it's huge.
I want to see the miniature versions. Did you guys get any of the miniatures?
Oh, so like of the ears, I got
Yeah.
these.
So cute.
Oh,
Well, like a wall of these. Okay.
Ah,
And these are
those are
$7.
cute.
$7. Yeah. So I got those because I was trying to pace myself. In retrospect, looking back now, we did not spend near the amount of money that we brought or had planned for. And I'm like, I should have bought more merch and ice.
oh,
So yeah,
had I
these
known,
were like
I would've
really
made
cute.
you buy me those.
Aren't those adorable?
Yes.
Cute.
But like tons of miniature stuffies. Like I got myself a little Pluto. That clips.
the
Gracie
Pluto.
got which one did she get? She got one too. Like she has a whole bunch of this kind of stuff. Look at these ears. So these are Donald, like his hat. So that's not really an
That's
ear,
adorable.
but it's like a
Oh.
sequined Donald hat. So these are her gelatini ears. Because she
Oh,
became
yeah.
obsessed with gelatini. But people would be dressed like that. Duffy or friend, whoever they wanted. She got these Marie ears.
Oh my
I love
god,
those.
so cute.
And she got these. She also got some Anna ears. These are were at the Tangled ride.
Cool.
I like.
But not a ton of ears, but a ton of. So you're gonna get a lot of bag tags. You're gonna get a lot of bag tags, a lot of plushies. That was huge. And then there was like, I got a sweatshirt. My sweatshirt, which I'm telling you would have been $60 in the Emporium at Walt Disney World, I spent $30 on. Like things were so reasonably priced. That's why I'm saying I should have bought more merch. Looking back.
Yeah.
In Pokemon cards. Because like I said, my boys did a lot of Pokemon card hunting, and a box of 50 packs, or maybe it was 30 packs, but whatever, was $35 at the Pokemon centers, which is cheap if your kids do that. So bag tags, that was big. The merch, the plushies. That part was so much fun. And they did have like next level merch, but they don't have a ton of it was just a lot of stuffies, a lot of plushies. I'm gonna take pictures tomorrow. I'll go, or the next day, and take pictures of all of Gracie's plushies that she got.
My family would be in deep trouble.
So he's my new, but I still have my new Neo. So like I have my guys, and I set them up here on top of my computer, and they watch me while I work.
They're cute.
There you
My
go.
guys. So yep, and that's why I got this, because I just thought this was had to have it. Lots of hats. Oh, so not only hats were huge too. Gracie got a lot of different hats, and when I say hats, this is what I mean.
No.
Yeah. And people are walking where I'm wearing that, or
Yeah.
yeah.
She got the Mike Wazowski, and I got this one. We were looking for, so a lot of couples had like Lady and the Tramp. A lot of people, there were ones we were looking for specifically that we were like, oh, we'd love to get these, but they must have been out because there was like a lot of groups of 3 with like the 3 cats from the Aristocats.
Aristocats?
Yep. Winnie the Pooh, like I said, Lady and the Tramp. Oh, we wanted Chip and Dale. We saw a bunch of people with Chip and Dale, and that's who we wanted, but we couldn't find them anywhere. So I think they were like
Super popular.
They wear them all over. And it's weird because as you see from the back, it looks like the back of a real person's head. So it would look like they also had the 101 Dalmatians. So you'd look and you'd be like, it looks like a man with literally a Dalmatian head. Watch. Like, imagine me walking. And if it's a man, like, isn't it cool? They know how to do it. So Gracie and I got these so that we are ready and she got Mike Wazowski so that once it opens at Hollywood Studios, we are ready.
Now, the thing is, when it's 90 degrees and humid at Walt Disney World,
it'll have to be a Christmas trip.
Yeah.
We wore these everywhere because it was cold. They're so cute. I want to buy more and more and more. And then they had like in Fantasy Springs, they had, so I know this is going way over. But I'm kind of talking about all the merch too, which is like the merch is the next level. But like, they had all the Lost Boys hats in Fantasy Springs by the Peter Pan ride. So Gracie got like a couple of the Lost Boys hats. Like hats were big, and not just hats like this. Oh wait, one more second.
What is it going to be next?
I feel like I don't even know if they would allow that at Walt Disney World. Like they have such.
Well, it's not a mask though.
Yeah, and it's not a costume. Like you're not adult.
I think they would allow that.
I'm back. So my daughter is a huge Oswald fan. And so they had a lot more Oswald merch. So she got like a bucket hat, but it's got his ears on it. So just like hats like this or like winter hats, there were just a ton everywhere.
What was the weather like? What was the
cold? Very cold. Very cold for us when we were there. Not very like it would get up to like maybe 50s during the day, but it was windy, so it was always kind of cold, but very nice. But yeah.
I wanted to know a little bit more about the hotel.
Oh, the hotel was stunning. And we got a lot of free stuff from the hotel. So at the hotel, we got free, each got that free gift. But in the rooms, they had for everyone one of these like nice reusable shopping bags. That was free. These were really cute. These little toothbrush kits, and they have the tiniest, like you say it's nice, but wait till you see this.
Like it's gonna do one tooth.
Look at that little tiny toothpaste.
Yeah, the littlest little.
It's so cute. And then we got free slippers, like with Mickey Mouse on them.
Okay,
just for staying there.
I'm in there.
We got these really nice.
What was the room configuration like?
We got like a normal amenity room kits, but they're like really nice tins, amenity kits.
Oh yeah.
And inside just like a hair tie, stuff like that. The room was the beds are small. Were like double beds. So we had each room had 2 double beds, a trundle that pulled out from underneath one of the double beds, and like an alcove day bed. So we had 4 beds in a room. And you didn't share. You didn't really share your bed. You couldn't. It was too small.
So you guys had 2 separate rooms?
So we had 2 separate rooms for the 7 of us. But yeah, I mean, just the amount of stuff we came home with, like.
Were your bags really full?
Yes. My dad was very complaining, but we were fine because we each had a free checked and a free carry-on. And so we just carried on a few extra. We got some big tote bags that zipped and just filled those up. But we got like these beautiful. That's our hotel. And you walk out, see that middle of it. You walk out through that courtyard, and Disneyland is literally like where they're kind of taking that picture.
Doesn't it have like a Riviera feel to it?
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually.
Yeah, it definitely did.
It looks.
Does it have? I couldn't tell. Does it have balconies?
It did, but we could not go out on them. We couldn't get our thing to open, but it looked like you could get out. I will say, too, in our hotel room, there was a Disney Channel that was in English. So that was really nice. So the kids watched shows there. Because, like, Tokyo Disney Sea, Gracie and I stayed till about 9. We stayed till it closed George and Nicholas came back out, and I'll get into that. But at Disneyland, it closed early that night because there was a private event. So that night, like, we sat and watched like some movies on that but we were tired, and like it had complimentary Wi-Fi, so you would use your TV to like order room service, all that stuff. Like it was, and there's no smoking anywhere. They had like a little lounge you could get, like people would go smoke in, but the hotel itself was gorgeous. I cannot, like, I would want to go back. They do have other hotels, like they had the Miracosta. I believe that one is and I'm not as familiar. The Miracosta, that one I believe is attached to Fantasy Springs. So just by staying there, you get into Fantasy Springs early and can ride the rides. They have a Toy Story like value themed hotel. When I bought this, I really wanted the Disneyland hotel because I wanted to be really close to one of the parks that I could walk back and forth to. It wasn't busy when we were there, but I mean, it was February and it was cold, but it didn't bother us. To us, it wasn't so cold. Like in the evenings, it'd get down to 30. But yeah, like it was wonderful, wonderful. But I would say Tokyo Disneyland is a very much Magic Kingdom / regular Disneyland in California, pretty much identical to that park. But their castle is stunning. You can go inside the castle. Mm-hmm. By the time I got around to getting inside the castle, they had closed, which I didn't realize that they closed it down at a certain time. I thought I was going to have time. Did not get to go into the castle, but like the Beast Castle is a fully done castle. It was a beautiful park, and they were building Space Mountain while we were there, so I think that will help maybe a bit. But like my kids they like a thrill ride, but they love Disney, so they loved it. But I don't think Tokyo is like super like to get shot around like Americans.
You said the Beast Castle's fully done. Is the main castle the Beast Castle?
No, the main castle is a regular castle. Actually looks almost identical to Walt Disney World's castle in the old gray and blue.
Cinderella's?
Yep. Pretty identical. And then the Beast Castle's the ride, but it is like fully done, like courtyard and everything. You walk through the courtyard and everything.
Wow.
I'll send you some pictures. It's so cool.
Yes. All right. Oh, cool. This is an amazing adventure.
There's so much. Like, there's so much. I know.
Beyond this, like, I want to go. Jess,
I have 20% off Air Canada flights that expire in 2026.
Do it, and you can stop in Vancouver.
Yeah, I love Vancouver. I would leave like a day or two to
That's
be in.
That's what we would like now, but we were time constrained because Gracie had state qualifiers. And Nick is like, I wish we could have stayed a day in Vancouver.
I hear great things about Vancouver.
And that's where when we do our Alaskan cruise at some point, I think I'd like to go out of Vancouver, go a couple days ahead and let the boys do some fishing stuff there before we go on the cruise. Because, well, you know, my men like to fish too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, great. It was great. I want to go back. I want to go back in a second. If it was closer, I'd go there every single year or twice a year.
I have a lot of questions for you when we talk about Tokyo Disney Sea. Like,
oh, girl, I got them.
I get a lot.
I know. I'm ready. But yeah.
All right. Well, you'll find out more about Disney Sea on the next episode. Right, Jess?
Yes, and Jenny has promised us lots of pictures. So, and some are already out there. So check out Jenny.
I know they're already out there. You guys can all check them out, but I will send them to you guys like individually. Like grouped together with like what the thing was.
And then I'll add them onto here, and it'll be on our social media as well.
Check out the social media. It's a Small World. It was super fun to watch, and I was rewatching it, like trying to.
I put it together too, like all the clips together on a TikTok. So I'll send you the TikTok too.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so we'll share all your socials so that people can check this out, because I think realistically, lots of Disney fans would love to go, and lots of Disney fans based in the US won't be able to. So this is a great way for us to check it out. I feel
like in my mind, I never thought like, and even leading up to going to Japan, it was so, I mean, like I have traveled, but I've never traveled quite that far. Like Jess, like you've spent time in Africa. Like I've never gone to anywhere so like iconic, I guess you could say, in the world. I don't know the other word for it, but like going there, I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad. That was easy. And it was a beautiful country and it was easy to get around. And it was easy and I felt safe and I felt very comfortable, and not at one point was ever like, what was I thinking? Like, I feel like it is way more accessible and easy to get to than people think when they think of Japan. I know it's like the other side of the world, but I just did it with my 9-year-old and like, it was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 generations. And
an
I know
older,
one of
yeah.
the questions I had when you were gone was like, are the signs in English also? Like, are there signs in English? Because I would.
So no, some
like
are. Most are in the kanji. I don't know if I'm saying that right, like the symbols. But we had apps on our phone, and if you just like hold it, like it through your camera, you look at it and it shows you what it's saying.
It's amazing.
Like right on the package, so it looks like. So that's how we read like what things were, because sometimes we didn't even know, like, is this a candy or a cough drop or what?
Yeah.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really easy, but most restaurants already had English menus as well.
Right.
Or we
And I
chatted
love,
through.
like, your taxi driver being able to share
Yep.
with you. Yeah. It just takes away. It feels like it would help so much with anxiety about like, what do I do if?
Well, because what we realized is a lot, because we taxied multiple times in the day and it was cheap. But what we realized is we were showing them the address in English. And most of them knew it, and they'd be like, but it'd take them a minute. And then finally we're showing them the address in English. So we get the address and then we Google translate it to Japanese and then show it. And then that got a lot easier.
Nice.
I love them, but they always figured it out. Really intelligent, smart, kind people.
I love it.
Nice.
All right, well, let's do this again and talk about Tokyo Disney Sea, which is like my number 1 top of my bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Join us back here. Check out social media until then, and let us know if you have any questions for Jenny, or if you are dreaming of going to Tokyo. Reach out to Jenny because she is your gal. She has all of the tips. So we will see you here next week. Mouse ears and magical chats.
Bye.